Coach, I have no idea why you like to shut the show seconds before we come on the air. But anyway, all right, y'all. What's up? Episode 231. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's just your boy Red and Coach today. Red might join the second half. Almighty, he's off today. Well, what a wow, unexpected week in sports and pretty much all over the country, man. First, we got a crazy fiasco at the Oscars. Why are we talking about the Oscars on the sports show? Well, it does. It's related to sports somehow. You'll see. Baseball is back. Yeah, I know. We just got finished looking at the Braves win the World Series. Well, guess what? This week they start back balling again, getting ready to defend their World Series championship, and I think they got a pretty good team to do it too. Of course, Final Four weekend is upon us. The first UNC Duke matchup since since forever. First time they met up in the tournament. So we're definitely gonna see how that play out. Of course, the NBA week winding down. We got Kevin Durant running his mouth. We got Bruce Arians hanging it up. We got so much more to talk about. I'm not gonna even waste any more time because I got to share this episode with a lot of our fans. Episode 231, Red and Coach, maybe Rev. Let's get it started.
All right, all right. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. We are live. We are here. We want to welcome you to our episode 231. And we are live. Both of us, myself and Red, are live from the ATL.
Yeah, shout it.
We're going to give you real sports talk because we are real sports fans who are
For
real sports
athletes
athletes who
who
have
have real sports knowledge. Sorry, Coach. Sometimes I don't know if you're gonna get it all the way through.
That's right. I work on it. So we try to get it in. So here we go. We are live, and we want to say good morning. We want to say good morning to our buddies. If they're listening, Rev and Armani, miss you. I want to see y'all back. So Red, as you said in your monologue, we got a lot going on, and it's gonna be very interesting show today, and
uh,
we'll see what exactly is going on in the world of sports. But first, let me give you my number 231. And I'm going to take a swerve here from football and I'm going to go to baseball. Since the start of baseball is coming up, I'm going with a man who considered one of the best at his craft of all time. Not just all time. He's one of the best. First ballot Hall of Famer. And it's amazing that only 2 times he won over 20 games, but still,
31.
he won 19.
I
And
already know where you're going.
he's big time. He's number 31 in your books. 4-time Cy Young Award winner. You know him, I know him. One Mr. Greg Maddux, the
Former Brave.
best pitcher in Atlanta Braves history, no doubt about it. Nobody can
top. One of them.
he was pretty much, when he got on the field, he was automatic. You could hard to beat Greg Maddux when he got on the mound. So
until the playoffs came, then he was iffy.
And then everything changed a little bit because I guess it got a little rougher. But hey, we're gonna work with him. And so Greg Maddux is our number 231. And I want to welcome the Revenant Nation, but I don't know if anybody's here.
Yeah, I know. Everybody sleep this morning.
It's mighty quiet. Let me see if anybody had any comments. Oh, no comments. The nation must be asleep or there we go. Good morning, Miss Ellie Vaughn Williams. Say good morning, guys, and sports fans.
They getting a little late to it. Oh, hey, it might be one of them weekends, Coach. Hey, it's Atlanta, Friday nights. Hey, like folks, hey, I know because I was out late last night, and then I got home, I was up. I still saw folks up chatting about whatever. I wasn't chatting with them. It's like Friday nights and Saturday nights, I just look at the chats. I don't be chatting with y'all on the weekend. not that late, but there was some folks up, so they probably still asleep.
Yeah, hopefully they join us, or on a day like today with the sun shining and no clouds, hey, they might be getting out doing something. Who knows? But
hey, You gotta take advantage of these good days in Atlanta.
Yeah, because next thing you know, it'll be rain and thunder or
Or snowing out of
yeah,
nowhere.
whatever goes on, we don't know. All right, let's get into our dope, nope, and cope, Red. What
Okay.
you got for your dope?
Okay. Let me get a minute. Well, what I'm doping on, I think I remember my dope. I think I'm doping on the Bills, and they finally got their little stadium financed up in Buffalo. It took forever. It was so bad that they were threatening to leave town. Those two mayor owners, they've been wheeling and dealing trying to get that new stadium up in Buffalo, and they finally got it. Not only did they get it, they got the city to finance a big portion of it too. So, man, I tell you, these cities and politicians, they sure put up a good fight when they say we not paying for no new stadiums. We are not gonna pay for any new stadiums. You want a new stadium? Pay for it yourself. And then eventually, like always happen, the city end up paying for some of. You remember they were doing the same thing with the Falcons Stadium. You
Yeah.
remember? We ain't paying for no new stadiums. Church ladies, you ain't taking our place to serve the Lord. No way. Yeah. And when you drive down Northside Avenue, what you see? What you see, Coach?
A stadium.
Thank you. Okay, so like I say, it's a lot of bark, but no real bite. The city officials cave in, the taxpayers cave in. Eventually, everybody cave in because what's important? Sports and these big time state of the art stadiums. They make the city look good. They make everything look good. Okay, so Bills, dope for finally getting your new stadium financed up in Buffalo. Ooh, that could probably be the only thing to do up in that little cold little town.
That's true. All right. My dope moment, I just had it and I lost it, goes
Oh
to
Lord.
it was
Put
right
have written down now.
goes to one Robert Covington who had
Okay.
43 last night as the Clips won that game in Covington. He said, "Hey, I'm just gonna keep shooting," and he was making his shots. He had a big time game. He never had 43 in a game, and the Clips hang on to the next spot. And what is the 7th spot in the playoffs? So they got a big win last night. So Robert Covington gets my dope, 43 points.
Ooh, I didn't even know he played with the Clippers. I thought he was still over there in Minnesota.
Yeah, he's with the Clips, and that's another seems like another gun they got to start shooting to help out. So I don't know if he'll do it again, but hey, he did it last night.
The fact that he's just hanging on somewhere, he just be all over the league, man. You never know where he's gonna turn up, what team. I would be surprised to be with the Hawks eventually.
I think he's the only. I might be wrong. He's the only HBCU player still in the NBA. I think now.
That I would not know. That would be something though. Kind of shocking because, like I say, when it comes to HBC, man, these teams need to start looking at some of these HB football and basketball. What the world? And what do you think brothers be at? The ones that can't make it to the big time programs. They ain't like they can't play.
So there you go. All right, what's your note moment? This is gonna be what you got for your note moment?
Okay, I thought it was gonna pop up. Ugh. Okay, like I'm gonna have to go down here. Oh man, I had them written down, Coach. It's not popping up for me.
Uh-oh.
Okay, my note moment. Man, let's see. What is my note moment? Oh, let me think. My note moment is, Lord, let me remember. Oh Lord, this is not good. Come on, Red. Okay, here we go. Here we go, y'all. Sorry. It was late for me. Okay. My note moment is, the Lance Stevenson. The Lance Stevenson flop with Austin Rivers.
Oh.
Yeah, that was my note moment. I had it written down. I had so many of them, but yeah, Lance Stevenson getting Austin Rivers kicked out the game for that little flop of an elbow, dude. And then the refs, what did they reviewed it and they still kicked him out the game?
Yeah.
What are you, blind or something? Lord have mercy, refs. Y'all reached an all new low, man. But that's definitely nope. Austin Rivers getting kicked out the game because Lance Stevenson want to pull another one of his blow in the ear flop moments again. Nope, Lance, and nope to the NBA refs for kicking my boy Austin Rivers out the game. What is this light skin thing?
Boy, yeah, that was a bit pretty fake elbow. I mean, that's okay, yeah, but he sold it, and next thing you know, Rivers had look at the videotape, and obviously they did, but they act like they couldn't see because anybody could see that was a fake. But hey, you know, my note moment, I just saw it and I just laughed at it. They put out an erroneous story on ESPN, on one of the not ESPN, but on somewhere that Bryce Young has entered the transfer portal. April Fools to everybody who couldn't see. When you first started out the story with he was upset about the losing at Alabama. I'm like, oh my God, are y'all serious? Can't y'all do better than that? Bryce Young is not entering the transfer portal. He's not going anywhere. He's going to be right at Alabama until he decides to go to the NFL. So whoever tried the April Fool's story, nice try. It didn't work. So that's my note moment right there. I mean, come on, y'all. All right, what's your coat moment, Red?
Well, first, I need to cope with all those clowns that actually believe the post I was making yesterday was for real. Talk about April Fool's moments. Man, I didn't even think I could still fool some April Fool's people. But boy, they were actually believing everything I was posting yesterday. Some people actually believed that I had became Team LeBron off of that one little post. And now, when I clowned them last night, they talk about, hey, Red, I thought you were Team LeBron. I tell you, we got some folks on my page that really don't have a clue who I am, man. It's like you see my posts every day and you still come back and question things like, do you not see what I'm posting every day? Okay, anyway, what am I coping with? Not only am I coping with that, I'm coping with Doc Rivers and the Sixers and more drama again.
Oh,
Lord have mercy. It is every year. I don't know who it is now. Is it Doc Rivers? Is it Joel Embiid? Or is it just James Harden? I mean, if it's not Embiid questioning Doc's coaching strategy versus the Bucks, you got Doc blaming Harden losing versus the what was the Pistons they lost to the other night?
Was it the? I think it might have been.
No, I think it was Detroit. They lost to a sorry team the other night. So yeah, it was hard. I guess Doc said Harden was taking too many shots. Don't blame the bench. Look at James Harden. Well, I don't think that's gonna go over well with Harden. And then you got Embiid talking about he not playing as many minutes as Giannis. Like that's probably contributed to the loss. I mean, it just maybe they need to just stop talking to the media in Philly because they supposed to be a championship contender. But with all this drama and beefing within the media, I just don't know, and I just don't get it.
It's ridiculous. Philly has one of the best records in the league, but you about to implode because of stupid stuff, silly stuff with each other. Now you all got a good chance to win it this year, but you're gonna argue with each other, and it's gonna go bye just like the Miami Heat imploding too. Both of y'all gonna just open it wide open for the Milwaukee Bucks to just cruise on in there with a smile and beat all y'all and just going back to the championship again. So the Bucks probably laughing at y'all saying, keep it up. Y'all do what you want to. So we gonna take the title again, at least in the East. And y'all be fighting each other again on the offseason. We'll still be laughing. We'll still be winning. So it's on.
And man, they better watch out because these are the type of issues that the Hawks allowed the Hawks to take advantage of these teams. Now you got issues with the Heat, you got issues with the Sixers. I told you, I'm not worried about the Hawks playing the top team. They just got to get in the playoffs. And if they battling the Heat or the Sixers, I'm taking Atlanta all the way versus both of them. It ain't but one team I don't want to see in the first round. That's Milwaukee. The Hawks, the Heat or the Sixers. Come on, let's battle them right there. If you losing to Detroit, you sure ain't ready for us. And if Trae Young coming up balling, and we all know Harden can choke. So, man, Coach, I'm telling you, if the Hawks play the Sixers or the Heat, don't be surprised if the Hawks pull another upset again. But I guess we'll talk about that a little later.
Yeah. All right, my coat moment goes to one Hope Solo for the women's soccer team. Hope, you every time you get things right, you take a step back and start acting like a clown. Now they say you're sitting sleep in your car, drunk, not coherent, and then they bring up charges of child abuse against you as well. I'm like, you seem to be a magnet for problems when you nobody else on your team, the U.S. Olympic team, had these issues, but you seem to be the one every time something goes wrong. It's Hope Solo, Hope Solo, and you're a great player, but the media and yourself, I don't know who's gonna destroy you first. I don't know which one, because you seem to not get it anywhere it go. But Hope so.
Her, she gonna destroy herself first.
Yeah, I hope
Media
you
ain't doing nothing to her. She doing all this herself.
with self destruction like you got going on, because it's looking bad for you right now, especially with the allegation of child abuse. That's the one that really may hit home. The allegations of child abuse coming from wherever. So you may better hope you get yourself straight, but we'll
Oh,
see.
yeah,
All right,
yeah. Terrible
let's
teammate. You're a bad athlete. Well, you ain't a bad athlete, but you're a terrible teammate, untrustworthy athlete. God, then you add terrible mother, drunk to that. I mean, you just no positives for you as a woman, Hope. Come on now. If you thinking just because you a great athlete, a great soccer athlete, that's gonna carry you through life, no, sweetie. No, there's a lot more than being a woman in America than just being a great soccer athlete, okay? Can't be a terrible mother. Don't no man want a drunk for a wife or a girlfriend, okay? You're abusive as I don't know what. You're untrustworthy. You're backstabbing. You throw teammates under the bus. Cope. Is there any positiveness with you, man? And if I tell somebody I'm bringing Hope Solo, Hope Solo is my woman, is my girl, I'm bringing Hope Solo home, what positiveness is I going to tell anybody? Lord have mercy. Sorry, Hope. Can't take you home to mama.
Yeah, it's pretty rough. All right, let's see. The Rev Night Nation got some dope Novin Cokes. I'm sure they do. Let's see here. Maurice Thrower, good morning from Chicago. Good morning, Maurice. Ellie Von Williams, Bryce Young entered the transfer portal. That has been proven incorrect, Miss Williams, because that was a fake story somebody planted on April Fool's just to throw everybody off, just to get everybody all riled up. And I think it worked on some people, not everybody. She also said that Chris Middleton was ejected after a ridiculous flagrant foul call, which
Yeah, that's another one.
going on in the NFL. I mean, not the NBA, these flagrant calls that are ridiculous. Refs, y'all got to get it together. Y'all gonna be on our Don't Novin Cope, you refs. I guess if y'all paying attention. And Maurice talked about your statement about the Singleton Austin Rivers thing. It was absolutely ridiculous, shaking my head. Ms. Williams also said Bruce Arians retiring as head coach of the Tampa Bay Bucks, which we will talk about. First Tom Brady retired, and then he comes out of retirement. Now Bruce Arians announcing his retirement. Come on, man. Yeah, well, it's a history between those two that we're going to get into dealing with those two. And that is all that we see right now from the Rev Night Nation with the Dope Novin Cope. That's all we see right now. We're going to come through more. But here we go with the show. And this is going to be fun. Uh-oh. She had one more. Bulldog legend Herschel Walker caught lying about his academic record at Georgia. He had an academic record? Really? That's news to me. Considering all they loved him for was football. Football this, football that. That was his whole thing. And,
I never knew he went to any classes.
I'm just waiting, and it's just me. I'm just hoping that Raphael Warnock, who's in that Senate seat, who's running against Herschel, challenges Herschel to a debate. That's all he needs to do. Get Herschel on the debate and let the party begin, and watch what happens as he self-destructs and he has an easy win, because Herschel, he's backed by Donald Trump, which is bad enough. So, but we'll see what happens.
Herschel ain't smart enough to win on debate versus Ralph Warnock.
I know it's just ridiculous how they putting that up. But here's something more ridiculous right here. Will Smith versus Chris Rock. Here, ladies and gentlemen, let me put a stop on this one right quick. So yeah, let me put this up there. Will Smith versus Chris Rock. And if
Don't
those
even
of you
look like a boxing match I sign up for.
and those of you who watched the Oscars, or if you didn't see the Oscars, you saw
You
or
heard
heard about the
you
highlights
heard about it.
of the night. The unfortunate highlight where Chris Rock said something about Will Smith's wife, Jada Pinkett Smith. Will got a little warm with it, and in an unprecedented move, which I no one saw coming, walked up there and gave a slap to Chris Rock across his face, which nobody saw coming, and then walked back calmly to his seat like, I did it, and just sat down. And then he told him to keep her name out of his mouth, and therefore set off everything. And the police was about to get involved, but Chris Rock said, "I'm not pressing any charges." And the show went on. Will Smith got his award, and now everything is just this thing has gone way past normal. So this is gonna be news for about a good while now. Red, you the
Yes, sir.
entertainment guy. What you got to say about this one?
What don't I have to say about this one? I tell you, I've been talking about this all week and we still talking about it. The fact that we still talking about it on Saturday and the Oscars was on Sunday, let you know, Will, you messed up big time. Okay. And let me count the ways you messed up. Like, once again, when you got black folks, black men, guys who never discuss Oscars, I've been on Facebook for years. I have never discussed Oscars with some of these people I've been discussing the Oscars with this week. Brothers all over America discussing Oscars. I'm like, man, I have never had this many people discuss the Oscars with me, man. I gotta admit, I kind of love it, man. I kind of love that everybody was all into the Oscars this week. This is usually a time I'm by myself, with a lot of y'all. I mean, some of the girls, unless it's just that certain category, it usually just be me and just the diehard movie fans. But man, Will, you brought America, you brought the world to the Oscars this week, man. So I want to say, appreciate that. I mean, you got everybody and their mama chiming in with opinions. Will, Lord have mercy. I'm gonna get back to those folks chiming in on opinions, but I'm just so, Coach, I'm just so disappointed in Will, man. I mean, this guy's been in the business since Fresh Prince. We've been watching you act since the Fresh Prince, Bad Boys, even the small part role you did in 6 Degrees of Separation, which was not that bad of a performance. Then you move on to Bad Boys, Fresh Prince go off the air, and eventually you go into a full-time movie star. Bad Boys, Independence Day, Wild Wild West, want to keep that little garbage back. But pretty much most of your movies were just pretty much on key, man. I mean, you were doing good, Will. Better than I ever imagined, to the point where you became #1 A-lister. Top of the chain, man. You was up there with Denzel and Tom Cruise, Tom Hanks, all of the A-listers. We talking about Will Smith, Fresh Prince. Go from that to a doggone A-list movie star. Of course, you got your 2 Oscar nominations for Ali and Pursuit of Happiness along the way. Very well deserved. And eventually we were saying, man, is Will Smith going to win an Oscar? The time comes. It's your moment. It's your night. And what happened, Will? I mean, dude, just 20 minutes away from the pinnacle of your career. And you just all of a sudden had to get so sensitive. I don't understand it, man. I mean, do you not realize this is you looking bad, Will? This ain't Jada looking bad. This is you looking bad. Ain't nobody asked Jada to resign from the Academy. You resigned from the Academy. You were the one who they thought about kicking out the Oscars. You, Will. You got to stop allowing people to put you in these embarrassing situations. It was you on camera sitting there listening to your wife, let your wife admit to you about her entanglements. And it was you that went up on stage and committed assault to one of this country's most beloved comedians, man. How did you think that was going to fly over? You thought, because I'm Will Smith, everybody like me, they going to give me a pass? Oh, well, you've been finding out the hard way. Ain't nobody been giving you a pass, dog. As a matter of fact, you've been losing respect here almost daily. I mean, you got the stand-up comedian world. They are pretty much done with you. They've lost respect for you. You got actors speaking out with you. Man, you got folks that don't have nothing to do with the movie world. Look at all the folks on my Facebook page. They ain't never discussed this stuff with me. Got opinions on this. And the pinnacle of all, this is the icing on the cake, Will. You got O.J. Simpson trying to give you advice. O.J. criticizing you. O.J. Simpson saying you overreacted, Will, by going up on stage and hitting Chris Rock. You overreacted, Will, by sitting there talking about something. Keep your hands off my effing wife. Everybody looking at you, Will. We're not looking at you like you some type of romantic hero for defending your wife. We're looking at you like you a plum fool, man. Because number one, lots of folks thinking you shouldn't even be with her after that embarrassment last year anyway. Okay, fine. Y'all still together. But don't let her convince you to embarrass yourself on the biggest night of your career. Come on, man. Come on, Will. You let me down, man. You really let me down as a fan of the movies. Somebody who really wants to see you be rewarded for your career that I've been keeping an eye on. I ain't watched all your movies, but I've been watching most of them, and I just been admiring and respecting your film career. And I just can't believe you just melted down in that moment, man. So disappointed with you, Will. So disappointed with you. I mean, of course, we can only hope that you find some type of redemption from this situation. But right now, you're just not looking good, Will. You're just not looking good. You had to resign from the academy. Now, of course, I don't want anybody to think, no, he does not have to give his Oscar away. He does not have to give his Oscar back. But he's not going to be allowed to vote on future awards and then nominations and stuff like that. I don't know, Coach. It's really kind of a slap on the wrist because he's still going to be able to do movies. I mean, and he still can get nominated for Oscars. I mean, so let me explain, you guys. Will getting kicked out the academy means he can no longer vote on who gets nominated and who wins awards. That's pretty much it. He can still make movies. He can still get nominated for an awards. And he can even still attend the Oscars. And I ain't, Coach, I wouldn't be surprised if they asked Will to come back for next year Oscars and present Best Actress just so they can see what the race is going to look like. Because we all know, as much as Hollywood don't like the drama, they love that cash and they love that ratings. So we'll see how this all turns out. But for right now, Coach, I was very disappointed in Will. It's not a good look on him. And only thing we can hope now is that hopefully he learned his lesson from this situation, and maybe it's some type of redemption for him in the future. But right now, Will, you at the bottom.
Yeah, and you look, and like I said, I was watching it, and something got my attention. I had a phone call, and I was talking on the phone, and next thing I know, I saw him go on stage, and I was wondering what that about. Then he slapped him, and I was like, "Hold on, I'll call you back." Wait, what is this? And he casually walked back to his seat. No problem.
He hard.
Like, really? And now look at all the backlash. And no one can say that Chris Rock is hurt by it. His sales for his stand-up comedy doubled and tripled. He big time. He had to put another show here in Atlanta because the demand was so big. So
you laughing all the way to the bank.
Yeah, Chris Rock said, okay, he slapped me. You see, I didn't fall. I'm stood there looking at him. And, his brother is losing his mind, Tony Rock, who seems to be... Is he on
YouTube? I got to hear him.
Yeah.
Okay.
He lost his mind, of course, saying he wouldn't slap me like that. Of course, that's the saying. Yeah. Everybody loves to say.
But he probably won't throw hands with Will, don't he?
Yeah, he's ready to fight him. So
okay, I got to hear him. I got to hear Tony.
Chris Rock is moving on with a big smile on his face, like, hey, my show's selling out.
That's why he moving on, because he finna get paid.
He making money. And like you said, they saying, well, we're going to ask, you're going to have to retire. And only thing he can retire from is voting. Really? That's it? They claim they're not finished, but I mean, that's seems like the bulk of it to me. You saying, you can no longer vote for a candidate for any award. Will probably like, okay.
I ain't vote no way.
Yeah, he probably didn't vote anyway, so moving right along.
I bet that little academy stuff came in the mail. We probably looked at it like it was a magazine and threw it to the side.
Yeah, it's like, okay, I can't vote. Let's see. Okay, we got none of the film look good anyway, so bye. Thank y'all. And he probably just brushed it off like,
I ain't in none of the nominated films, so what I'm voting for? Yeah. Bye.
And my one vote not gonna make that big a difference. So
And my wife ain't in none of the nominated films. We definitely know that.
Yeah. So, but it's the joke that keeps on giving. So
yeah, because see, like Will put himself in so many situations through the years to be laughed at, criticized, ridiculed, and joked about. It's like, dude, that just made it worse. I mean, whoever was like that enjoyed clowning Will Smith, you just gave them material for a whole year, Will. I mean, folks that used to laugh about his marriage and laugh about, I mean, the way his kids used to act and laugh about that whole situation. Will, you didn't make it any better, dude. No better. No guy looking at you like you just super hard for slapping Chris Rock. Chris Rock, dude, that's who you gonna choose to stand up to out of all these people that been talking trash about you and Jada. I mean, this dude on the radio this week, that he probably need to find where he at and slap him. And then this dude was going in on him, cussing. I mean, it's just been so many people that been going in on Will. My thing is he gonna track them down and slap them? Is he gonna? He didn't slap 50 last week when he was had that little Twitter war with him. And I'm gonna put that little insert from their little Twitter page on Facebook. Folks forgot about that. And yeah, that was real.
Well, I mean, you look at it and it's like I look at Will Smith, and just like you said, who would have thought that a guy who's in music and was a rapper, and he did all he did in rap, would be in big time box office film like one I know none of these young people remember, but Independence Day. Independence Day made almost $1 billion, and I'm like, who would have thought Will Smith would be the star of that? Nobody, as far as acting. Then, like I say, he did The Fresh Prince. It was a Bel Air. It was a comedy. It was funny. Everybody watched because it lasted, I think, 6 years.
Yep.
6 years. I mean, who would have thought that? Then who would have thought he'd be in all these shows that, like you said, Pursuit of Happiness, 6th Degree, all those movies, and then to top it off, the story about the Williams sisters. But the one thing you did, Will, you didn't stop to think, okay, this is my night. Could be. Right now, nobody even cares about your Academy Award. They don't care that you won for King Richard. They're like, we talking about the slap. And you took all the attention away from you being one of the few black men to win an Oscar to everybody talking about your slap. And that's it. Nobody cares about you winning. And you took all the attention away from you being one of the few black men to win an Oscar. Well, you got to echo to everybody talking about your slap. And that's it. Nobody cares about you winning a slap. And you took all the attention away from you being one of the few black men to win an Oscar. But you got to echo to everybody talking about your slap. And that's it. Nobody cares about you winning a slap. Okay. Something happened. I don't know. Red, you with us?
Coach, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay, but anyway, that story will continue to have legs, and everybody will continue to talk about it. Like, it's in the lexicon of talk now. So we gonna move on because we're not gonna spend all day on it because we could, but we're not. Let's look at the Major League Baseball preview. We know baseball has gotten their stuff together finally, and they will start coming up this week. And our Atlanta Braves, who are the World Series champions, are the ones who's going to come up, and they're playing Sunday. I mean, not Sunday. I think the 7th is Thursday. They're going to get their Major League Baseball World Series rings. It's going to be real big time here in Atlanta at Truist Park. And everybody's going to have to say, okay, they got us. Wait a minute. We got Miss Sylvia Harris. Good morning, gentlemen. Good morning, Miss Harris. How are you this morning? Glad to see you.
Hey, Miss Harris. How you doing?
All right. But baseball preview, we're going to look at each division. We're going to look at who's going to win awards and got crystal balls out for everybody to see who win what. We're going to start with the American League and the American League East. Who wins the American League East? We're in.
Well, now that is funny because we know, like I say, this has been a crazy off season. Now, Toronto, they got better. Oh, did they get better? They must have had some money to spend this off season. They got better. I can tell you who ain't gonna win it. Baltimore. Baltimore's out. Automatically. Out already for the season to begin. Toronto came up. They spent a lot of money. I think they got signed Marcus Semien, the second baseman, who had a good season last year. I think they signed a few more pitchers to their pitching staff, so their pitching staff should be a bit more formidable. Coach, it's going to be a 14 race. I honestly believe it's going to come down between Toronto, Tampa Bay, Boston, and New York. All those teams going to be battling hard all year long because I don't see all those moves Toronto made going in vain. So they're going to be right there. Tampa, it don't matter what their payroll is, they're going to be right there. Boston and New York, we know they're going to be right there unless injuries hold them back. So as far as the AL East, I see a 4-team race. And I might go out on a limb and say, nah. I'll stick with Tampa and the Yankees right now, with Boston and Toronto pulling up third or fourth. Because I'm not quite sure. I know Chris Sale ain't even starting the year. He got some injury issues. I still got to look and see who exactly the Red Sox going to be depending on this year. Because they got a new cast of characters every year, but they always be in the thick of things. So I need to check out who the Red Sox depending on. But right now, I know the Yankees, they still depending on Judge and Stanton and that crew right there. I think they got the guy from Houston headlining they pitching staff, Garrett Cole. So we'll see what's that looking like. But right now, I'm gonna go with Tampa Bay still holding down fort in that vision with a low little payroll. They signed that boy Wander Franco to a lifetime deal, so he probably be there for the long term. I'm gonna go with Tampa Bay and a middle of the pack payroll to still hold the foot down in that division, still keep them big spenders back. Say, yeah, big spenders, we keeping y'all back and we ain't spending nothing. So Tampa Bay, I'm still rolling with the Rays, baby. Tampa Bay Rays is gonna hold that division down.
Yeah, well,
but I mean, the other team's gonna be right there in the fight now but you think 6 teams make the playoffs, so I would be surprised if 2 or 3 come from that division.
Yeah, I go back to what you said. Tampa Bay is improved, and all those others are perennial. New York,
Toronto,
in there. So, I'm gonna go with Toronto, going with the deals that they made and how they seem to have improved their team, paid that money finally. I think Toronto could win the AL East. I don't know who's going to be the wild card, but it's probably going to come out of this division as well. All right. What about the AL Central and the AL West?
AL Central, boy, those White Sox, man, that pitching staff is still gonna be there. La Russa coming back. I like what they did last year. They're gonna be in the thick of things. A team that's gonna be up there with them with some of the moves they made. I think the Twins gonna be right up there with them. They made some moves this offseason. Not only that, they signed Carlos Correa and a few more other people I can't think of right now. But the Twins are gonna be up there with them. Don't forget about the Cleveland Guardians. I got to see. Is this the time? Yeah, that name. I got to get used to that name. But formerly the Cleveland Indians, are now the Cleveland Guardians. Usually around this time, the minor league system start to produce some talent that we never heard of, and then they start winning games that we didn't expect. So we'll see if this is that year for that to happen, or it may be next year. One of these years, the minor league staff from Cleveland is gonna start producing, and then we're gonna be like, "Wow, the Indians are back." I mean, the Guardians are back again. But it's either this year, one of the years they tanking. So either tanking this year and be ready to play next year, or it was tanking last year and they ready to ball this year. So we'll see with the Indians. But for right now, I say it's a 3-team race between the White Sox, the Indians, and the Twins. Royals and the who else they got over there with them?
Kansas City.
Thinking about
Kansas City.
Who?
The Royals.
Yeah, okay, the Royals. I'm not quite sure they ready. And I know Mike Matheny. They bought him back, gave him an extension. I'm not sure if they.
The Detroit.
Go ahead, Coach. What'd you say?
The Tigers are the other team. Did you hear me? Uh-oh. We see
the Wi-Fi again.
Yeah, did you hear me? I said the
Tigers. Detroit Tigers. That's who it was.
Yeah.
Okay, I couldn't remember. Okay. I'm not quite sure the Tigers or the Royals are ready to compete right now. The Tigers might be ready. I know they've been rebuilding for a minute, so I'm not quite sure. We'll see if them young guys from the Tigers are ready to compete. But right now, the White Sox got a lot, the Twins got a lot, and you just can't never keep your eyes off the Guardians. So we'll see if the Tigers and the Royals are ready to get in the thick of things. I'm not sure right now. I mean, you got Miggy probably finna retire soon. You got
Yeah.
that Casey Mize. I know he was the #1 pick a few years ago. Is he ready to lead that pitching staff? So the Tigers are up in the air. But for right now, I'm gonna go with the White Sox winning that division again, with maybe the Twins the Twins and the Guardians fighting for the wild card spot. As far as go ahead.
Every time you say the Guardians, it just doesn't even sound right. It sounds terrible, the Guardians. Oh my gosh. Really? The
I
Guardians.
know they could have came up with a better name than that.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with you. I'm gonna go with the White Sox. White Sox seem to be Minnesota will finish second. Might be a closer race than we thought. But I'm gonna go with the White Sox. They developed into a big time program. Now, how far can they go? We'll see when we put out our predictions for winning. But I'm gonna go with the White Sox as well. The Kansas City Royals. Which one you want? Pick you want #1 or #2 because you're gonna be way down. Now, I don't see them improving. They didn't do anything to make themselves too much better. So I'll go with the White Sox. All right. What about the West? Seems like it's a one-team race out there.
Yeah, you got Houston, Seattle, the Angels, and Oakland. Oakland seems like they shipping pieces off, so I don't think they're gonna be a factor this year. I mean, you gave Braves Matt Olson traded for minor league players who aren't ready to play. Rick Pache, Langolier, them boys ain't ready to play right now. So
No.
you got a team full of youngsters. So Oakland, I'm gonna take you out. Angels, I'm not quite sure what additions you added to your pitching staff that's gonna put you over the hump. And until I see it, I'm gonna take you out too because y'all ball every year. You have us feeling like you're gonna do something, and you just fizzle out in the end. It's a shame because you just wasted Mike Trout's career over there. You signed the guy from Washington, Rendon, 2 years ago. You got Shohei Ohtani, the MVP, and you guys still can't go nowhere.
Nope.
What's up with that, man? You got
Still,
all these pieces, but can't go nowhere because you're not paying attention to your pitching staff. Where are the pitchers? Okay? So until I find out where are the pitchers for the Anaheim Angels, I'm not picking you to do nothing. So right now, this is coming down between really a one-team race. Houston, maybe Seattle can give them a little run for the money, but Seattle, another team who every year you tell us it's gonna be different, and every year it's the same old story. Team ain't made the playoffs since 2001. Talking about the Seattle Mariners. So I don't know how you can expect us to have faith in y'all, and you ain't done nothing since 2001. Now, Coach, you may not be forgetting about this team, the Texas Rangers. Texas Rangers might get Houston Astros a run. They made some additions last year. Texas been spending some money. Texas got a new stadium. They might say that they tired of the Astros. They want to get back and win the World Series themselves. So Texas, to me, I might pick them as a surprise team to get the Astros some fight in that division. I'm not too sure how much faith I got in Seattle. Anaheim and Oakland. Well, Oakland, forget it. Anaheim, you got to prove it to me. So Houston is the front runner with Texas as the wild card.
yeah, the Texas Strangers never impressed me though. They seem like they just come in there, they win a few, they look good at the beginning, then they blow up. Until further notice, I'm gonna go with Houston right now because they still pretty good. You know they lost Correa. They still got the best team. Dusty Baker got them rolling. And the team you mentioned one thing, and I was gonna say it. Poor Mike Trout. He just can't get over the hump with the Los Angeles. They get all those guys. They had Pujols. They had all these guys coming in, and they can't win any more than 80 games. So it seems like all that talent. And after Shohei Ohtani, who are your pitchers? Nobody can know the name. You don't have any frontline starters, don't seem like, to help with Ohtani. And he can't do it all, even though he tried to last season with that performance he put up. But what are you giving him trying to help him with? You're giving him nothing. So, till further notice, I'm going to go with Houston. I'm going to stay with Houston for right now. All right, we move to the American League. I'm not the American National League. Who wins the West in the National League? Who wins the West? All right, there's a glitch in the matrix. Seems like.
You said the NL West, coach?
Yeah, who wins the West?
NL West?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, I can say Colorado's out. I don't think they're gonna do anything. Let's see now. Who else is Arizona? Not quite sure what they doing either. This coming down to 3 more teams. It's another 3-team race. Well, it should be 3 teams. That's if the Padres actually do what they supposed to do. But for right now, Padres, Giants, and Dodgers again. And I'm not even sure the Giants are gonna be up there. You know, the Giants will have one good year and then they'll fall off the next year. They kind of up and down themselves sometimes. But I don't think the Giants gonna have that start they had this year where they was like the lead in baseball. You ain't gonna have the best record in baseball come the All-Star break. But I like San Diego, the Dodgers, and the Giants to fight for that division. And I'm gonna get an edge to San Diego for once, all because I'm a Dodgers hater, and I don't want Fred to be sitting over there pretty thinking he just gonna glide to meet us again. Dude, I want you to work hard over there. I want Dodgers to have drama. Inner drama this year, a lot of turmoil. So hopefully San Diego and Giants can contribute to that while my Braves over here, well, I'll tell you what I expect from my Braves coming up. But I want lots of drama going on with the Dodgers this year, and I want Freddie to be all in the middle of it too. I don't want him to have a clear head at all. I want lots of turmoil, lots of tension, lots of drama, lots of dysfunction for the Dodgers. If that can happen, I'll be happy. So come on, Padres. Come on, Giants. Make that team sweat.
Yeah, the Dodgers clearly looking at the move they made, and of course we know move number 1 was Freddie Freeman going to them to help them out. But then they also gave up their best reliever, Kenley Jansen, in an unexpected move that nobody saw coming, but they did. And the Braves said, "Thank you. We'll take him off your hands, and we'll put him in our bullpen." And if Jansen can throw like he's been throwing the past few years, it's a done deal. But the Dodgers still remain number 1 because I know what's his name? Fernando Tatis is out I think a month or 2.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
So that ends their chances. The Giants up and down. You don't know what they're gonna give. And those other 2 teams, Colorado and Arizona, we shouldn't even talk about them because neither one of them
dead on arrival.
Yep, they're not gonna make any noise, so it's gonna be Los Angeles. All right, what about the NL Central? Who wins the Central?
Now that is a tricky division. There's a lot of teams vying for the spots last year, but I think Milwaukee ended up on top, and St. Louis came up behind them. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised that's how it fill out again. Milwaukee on top with St. Louis behind, or it could be St. Louis on top with Milwaukee behind. Other way. The Cubs, they rebuilding. Pirates, they always rebuilding. And Cincinnati, they lost a few pieces. They lost Nick Castellanos. Excuse me, coach. Nick Castellanos, he went to the Phillies. They lost Sonny Gray. I think Sonny Gray in a big time trade they sent to the American League. I can't remember exactly what team he went to, but Cincinnati lost a few pieces that they had going on that little run they had last year. So I'm not sure if they replaced them whatnot. I'm not. Nick Castellanos was a big piece of their offense last year. Now he with Phillies. So the Reds, I mean, we play them first too. So I guess my Braves will find out exactly what type of team they gonna have this year. I don't have too much faith in them because, like I say, Baylor was hanging on when they had the team they had last year, and they still fizzled out in the end. But your team didn't get better this offseason, Cincinnati. So I'm not quite sure. You ready to match up with St. Louis and Milwaukee, who we all know they vying for that division. So right now, I'm gonna go with Milwaukee and St. Louis and that 1-2 punch for the NL Central and nothing else behind it. Nothing.
Well, I know one thing, to use what you said earlier. I know one team who won't win it, and that's the Pittsburgh Pirates, who seem to not do anything to improve their team every year. I don't know what it is, but they're near the bottom every year.
Money.
Haven't seen them in the no one pitched in the field anything but dead last, which I don't understand. But I'm sure they got some prospects, but people don't
Yeah.
see them enough.
They'll be trading them away to somebody in the league
Yeah,
soon.
that's what it is. There'll be sellers instead of buyers, and they'll move on. And finally, the division we're looking forward to seeing, the National League East. Who wins the National League East?
You mean who gonna be the wild card?
No, who gonna win the National League East? We haven't gone over the East yet.
Oh, I know, but you know who I know gonna win it.
Oh yeah, who gonna finish second?
Yeah, who gonna finish second behind my world champion Braves? Because man, I know we lost Freddie, but that Matt Olson trade, I gotta admit that Alex be on his stuff. Alex was ready to replace Freeman, and he replaced him with possibly the best person you could replace him with. It wasn't no other guy to replace him with, but the guy, the homegrown kid that got a little pop, got a little glove. Oh yeah, bring him back. Defense and offense. Come on back home, Matt Olson. Freddie, I wish you could have stayed, but hey, it's a business. You didn't know it was a business. Your agents definitely didn't know it was a business. So it's time to move on, man. I hate it for you, Fred. I know you sad. I know you wish you were still here, but you got to get better representation. But we good to have you, Matt Olson. So the Braves, I think the Braves gonna repeat. And honestly, Coach, I think it's gonna be an easy repeat. I don't even think it's gonna be. I think Braves not gonna have no issues until maybe the playoffs come, because I just think we focus right now. We focus. We know what the goal is. One goal in mind, and that's to bring another championship back to Atlanta. Yeah. Everybody came into their own. Acuna's ready. Swanson's ready. Ozzy's ready. Freeze ready. All our players are coming into their own, and even bringing Ozuna back. So Ozuna had to sit the year out. I'm sure he needed that time to get his stuff together, and we bring him back. Hopefully the fans will embrace him, and man, we ready to go on another run. Second place, it's probably gonna be the Mets or the Philly, but we know how much money both of those clubs spend in the off season, and we won't know how disappointing they turn up during the regular season. So we'll see if the moves they made work. They doggone sure made some. Mets bought in Scherzer, Phillies bought in Castellano. I think they reworked both of their bullpens. So we'll see. I know you guys aiming for it, but I don't think he did enough, and we about to break y'all down again. So come on, I got more faith in the Marlins giving us more competition than y'all did, the Phillies or the Mets. And we also got to watch out for the Washington Nationals. But they've been losing pieces year after year.
Okay, it looks like again we having technicalities. I don't know why. And Red is gone, but I'm sure he'll pop back up soon. The technicalities come up. If you look at the National League East, who else could you pick but the Braves? Because the Braves still have a powerhouse team. Sure, they lost Freddie and they lost Joc Pederson, but you turn around and Jorge Soler, but you turn around and you look at the rest of that team, how dangerous they are coming back, and you got a team, the Braves, who could just, like Red said, they can just walk through this division, because you're looking at the Mets, who's supposed to be their competition. Jacob deGrom just went out with an injury that could sideline him for months.
Yep.
So that's their closest competition. So if that's the closest competition you got, the rest of the league is in serious trouble. They're in serious trouble because, the Braves got hidden, and they added Jensen, and they added some pitchers to that thing. But the key to all of it is, if Mike Soroka walks back on their field and he wins some games, then it's really over then. It's
over.
Really, if Soroka can get him 10 to 15 wins, it's lights out then. The party's over.
15 from Mike Soroka? Yeah. Oh my God.
It's a cakewalk. It's
if Mike Sorokas give us 8 to 10 wins, because he may not even play to like what, June, July.
Yeah.
If he give us 8 to 10 wins in that time frame, oh man, he's back. He is back.
Yeah, it's pretty
We just
much.
need that. We just need that Achilles to hold up. I just can't believe we have these Achilles problems.
Mm-hmm.
But as long as that Achilles hold up, Mike Soroka will be there.
Yeah, so that's gonna be that'll be pretty ugly, and the rest of the National League with the advent of the DH now,
Oh yeah.
it's gonna take a whole lot of things to stop the Braves from winning again. All right, let's see what the nation had to say. Let's see here. Alexis Hill said the Twins are gonna win the Central.
We talked
Uh,
about him.
Good afternoon, Alex. Harry Breton says the Dodgers winning the West, the Cubs winning the next one, and the East. Braves first, Mets second. All right. Joe Black coming on the YouTube says, "Hey guys, what's up, Joe Black?" And Miss Yvonne Williams said, "You mean I can't wear my pearls this baseball season?" No, ma'am, because Jock Peterson is going bye-bye to the Giants. So
Well,
no
you
pearls.
can wear them when San Fran come to town, Miss Williams.
Yeah, you can wear your pearls all you want. But Jock Peterson has signed a deal
You
with the
take me
Giants.
to the game too if you go, Miss Williams. You go to the Giants game, you take me.
So that's it for the nation. All right, it's break time. It is now.
Halftime already?
Yes, sir. It is now halftime
Oh, I
already.
can't wait. Well, we got some good ones next.
Yeah, we coming back. We got some topics coming up. We're going to be coming back, and make sure that you stay tuned with us because we got the Final Four, we got the 5 for 5, and we got some other topics coming up.
We got top sports rivalries. Woo, I got a feeling right here.
Yeah, it's gonna be
I got
some
a feeling
good
it's gonna be
ones.
a lot of homer picks, y'all. So just prepare for it. You talking to a diehard Steelers fan and a diehard Falcons fan, Atlanta sports and coaches sports. Ooh, I can't wait to hear these rivalries.
So we'll be back at after halftime. All right. We are back from halftime. We are back now. As you know, coming back from halftime tonight. Well, not tonight. We'll do this last, the Final Four. We're gonna do our 5 for 5 right now. 5 for 5. Let me make sure I have the music because I do not want. I don't know what the Vice VP is, but I know he would say, where's my music?" So I'm gonna find the 5 for 5. I got 5 on it. If I don't, then I will get slapped and beat up. All right. See if I can pull it up. There we go.
Yeah, without that music, coach, I look like a mime.
All right. All right, let's look at what we got.
I might need to keep the camera up this way. That probably help my Wi-Fi.
All right, Red. Lamar Jackson operating without an agent. What's your thought on that?
He's a complete and unadulterated moron. Moron, moron, moron. Look, Lamar, I like you, man. You one of the top quarterbacks in the league, one of the top black quarterbacks. You're doing pretty good for your career so far. But boy, do not do nothing. I'm telling you, Lamar, stop effing around, man. Either A, negotiate and sign this long-term deal, or get you an agent and let them negotiate the deal. Because I'm talking about, I ain't got time. I'm trying to get myself ready for the season. That's why you hire agent, dumb, so they can work out deals for you while you are preparing for the season. Now, you play the most important position on the team, and not only that, you play it in a very risky field way. Okay, you run a lot, you take a lot of hits, dude. You need some financial security in case anything happened to you. Now that from franchise tags, they expensive, but man, is that all the money you want to make? Just the 20 million here, the 20 million there? When you could possibly make $200 million guaranteed. Stop effing around, Lamar. Get you either A, time out, negotiate with the Ravens right now on the contract. Don't do nothing else until you get that contract signed, or hire you an agent, man. It's time for you to get a long-term extension. The Ravens want to give you one. And obviously you deserve one. So I don't know what the holdup is. The holdup is you. So stop messing around and get to the negotiating table and get yourself locked up and your security, your financial security taken care of. I can't believe you messing with your money like this, man. You need an agent. You need some representation now.
Yeah, and you look at Lamar, who's not, and I hate to say this about another black man, but he's not the most eloquent speaker that you've ever seen. And I don't know why he didn't practice that at Louisville, but he's not the most eloquent speaker. So how possibly
I can think of a few reasons why he didn't practice it.
how possibly can you think you know enough to be an agent to represent yourself to try to get a good deal? They just gonna pass right by you, probably gonna laugh at you as you try
Probably
to
gonna
negotiate.
lowball him. I'm saying if he don't know how to read them contracts.
Yeah. That's why you ever have an agent. And your agent ain't gonna take all your money. If that's the case, then you don't know what you're doing there either. So Lamar, you gotta do something for yourself. We're talking about financial security for the rest of your life, dude. You gotta get an agent. That's what his job is. He has no other job. He's not gonna tell you how to quarterback. He's not gonna tell you how to run. He's not gonna tell you anything, but I'm working out this deal for you, Lamar. This is what I'm getting. This is what I got for you. And he's going to get the best deal possible. And now you looking at you being secure. So think about it, dude. You can't represent yourself. I don't see it happening. Think about it. All right. Let's look at this one. Durant has a message for OKC and Golden State. I think y'all should put me in the Hall of Fame hanging from the ceiling or something. Y'all should retire my number. Red, Durant says some things that sometimes are hard to believe. Where are you on this one?
Well, coach, honestly, I'm actually with him on this one. Hard to believe. Yeah, because he's right. He do talk a lot. He do say a lot of wild stuff. But this one, I couldn't think of a way to disagree with him. I mean, because when his career ends, how you not gonna hang his jerseys up in OKC for what he did for the first few years of that franchise? I mean, he was the MVP. I almost say he was the only MVP, but I forgot Westbrook won it a few years later. But he was their MVP. He did lead them to the finals. He played for him for a good portion of his career. And with the Warriors, I mean, yeah, the Warriors made one finals without him, but he was part of at least 3 of those Warriors finals teams winning MVP for 2 of them. Now, had Steph won MVP for the two that Durant played in, then maybe I can say, all right, Durant, you probably shouldn't be talking that big stuff, man. You ain't even win MVP, but Durant won MVP of those finals. So when you look back and celebrate that team, but I guess I can understand people can look at the duration that he played for the team. Like he only played the 4 seasons. Yeah, but they were 4 great seasons though. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I look at some of my Braves teams. I mean, we got guys that play for the Braves. They made them play for the Braves that long. But if they did anything, if they were part of them championship teams, some of those pitchers, I would not be opposed to them numbers going up. I mean, Glavine played for the Mets and the Braves. We retired his number. Smoltz, he was all over. We retired his number. Chipper stayed, of course. Maddox, we retired his number. I guess what I'm saying is when you win a championship for a team, it's a little bit more special than playing, I want to say maybe 10 or 12 years for a team and not winning nothing. I mean, he did play. I mean, they did win it all those 2 years. But if Golden State decided not to, I could understand if they came up with a reason not to. But man, won Steph Curry and those guys 2 more rings. So I don't see how those guys would be opposed to it. But OKC definitely. I know I went over the time. I'm glad Rev now. He would have been on cut me off by now. But definitely I can see his jersey hanging up at OKC. Golden State, if you want to negotiate or debate that, then I can understand that. But I can see his jersey hanging up there too.
Well, my thing is, I'm sure you deserve it, but you can't force a team to put you anywhere. If they don't want to put you up there, they're gonna be like, well, whatever. We'll put you up there maybe. But those 2 teams there, he was an integral part of both of those teams being as successful as they are. So, give it some time. You hadn't retired yet. Eventually, you're gonna be able to see it. They're gonna put you up there in the banners up there. Kevin Durant, blah blah blah, and everything. They're gonna give you your props, but don't rush it. You playing with the enemy right now. You playing with Brooklyn. They don't like you. Not right now, I don't think so. They liked you when you were there, but right now you just gotta accept the fact you playing with the Brooklyn Nets and let it go, because that's where you are. You with the Nets, so it's okay, Kevin. They're gonna get you up there. All right. The women's finals is set for tomorrow night. South Carolina and UConn, UConn is a traditional powerhouse. South Carolina lately has become a powerhouse. Who wins the game, Red? South Carolina or UConn?
Well, I remember back last year when Dawn got her little contract extension. I made my little crazy statement. I almost got ran off the Red and Real show. Because I said Dawn didn't deserve her money. I thought y'all knew I was just being funny with y'all. But of course, y'all know I know Dawn deserved her big money contract. She was one of the top female basketball players in this country, and she has become one of the top female basketball coaches in this country. I mean, when you just think about women's sports or women athletes, how can you not think of Dawn Staley? I mean, she's just gonna go down as one of the top athletes and look like one of the top coaches of all time, especially for ladies sports. So of course I'm gonna go with the powerhouse. I'm going with Dawn Staley to get her second ring.
Yeah.
I'm going with Dawn to get her second ring, since it took her forever to get that first one. She didn't get it when she was playing. She finally got it when she was coaching, I think last year or 2 years ago. And I'm going for to get ring number 2 this year. I know UConn supposed to be his powerhouse, but I ain't never liked them. I ain't never jumped on the Gino Auriemma bandwagon. Is he still coaching over there?
Yep, still there.
Okay, well, I'm definitely going with Dawn now, because I definitely want to see Gino lose. So definitely going with Dawn Staley in South Carolina. And Gino, you just keep rambling on that press conference, acting like anybody listening to anything you saying.
Yeah, the game last night with Louisville and South Carolina, it was contentious for a minute, but Dawn Staley and the girl player of the year, Leah Boston. Boston last night had 22 points and I believe 28 rebounds.
She was at the free throw line when I came in the break room at work last night.
That's gonna be hard to stop. And I think that UConn's center, I think one of them, hurt her hand, so she may not be there. And
Uh-oh.
it's gonna be a battle of Boston versus the guard from UConn. Because Beckers can shoot it from half court. She can shoot it from anywhere. She's not big, but hey, she can fire it up from anywhere. So if Carolina's guards can't stop her, they gonna win. I mean, UConn win. But if UConn has no answer for Boston down low, then Carolina wins. So it's gonna be that battle. Who wins
So
that
UConn
battle?
got most of the better guards than South
Yeah,
Carolina?
yeah.
Oh man, that's
They do.
gonna be
They got some. They got some. UConn has much better guards.
so
So
Dawn Staley, she still coach traditional basketball. The inside paint, go through the big people a lot. She don't her girls don't shoot too many jump shots or threes.
well, when they collapse down on Boston, she can kick it out to that guard, and they're starting to come on shooting well. So if she kicks it down, I mean kicks it back out, they'll have wide open jumpers. What like they collapse on her like the Lakers. Let me. I'm not gonna say anything about that last night when LeBron
Might
had
as well.
three
We
people
can't
on
we
him.
can't hide from it.
When he had three people running at him and somebody
Yeah,
was open and he
yeah,
should have passed it, but hey, such and such. Moving on. All
yeah.
right. Okay, next. This story came up out of nowhere the other day. Bruce Arians decided, I don't want to coach anymore. I'm gonna go in front office, make the deals up there, and I'm gonna give it to Todd Bowles and coach. What's your opinion on his retiring? And what do you think the reason is he retired?
The reason he retired is because somebody else came out of retirement. And as far as the front office job, well, Bruce will be spending more time on his yacht and binging Netflix shows and then working up in the front office. I don't see any moves he making in the front office. I don't see any meetings he holding with front office members. He's not the GM. Ain't nobody consulting him on any draft moves they making. Bruce, you hanging it up. You are hanging it up, okay? Yeah, they might give you a paycheck up there. Like say, okay, we got Bruce on payroll still, but Bruce, enjoy your retirement. Enjoy your little free paycheck from the Bucks, okay? Because look like your time is over. And I guess now we understanding that all them little smart remarks you made about Brady, his first year there, well, now it came back to bite you, boy. You thought you were gonna get away with it? Brady don't ever forget, man. And we see he retired because he said, man, I can't take another year of Bruce Arians. But maybe somebody in the Bucks came to him and say, Brady, well, look, if you really want to play one more year, we'll take you back. Now we can move on from here. We'll take you back. How you feel about Todd Bowles? Oh man, I don't have any problem with Todd Bowles, man. You know, he'll let me do my thing. I can just run the offense and Todd Bowles will run the defense, and I'll be okay with Todd. Okay, Brady, what's all you had to say, man? You ain't have to retire abruptly. We'll take care of dog. Trust me, we will take care of this dude. 2 weeks later, Bruce retired.
Yeah.
I mean, we all wonder those shots that Bruce used to take in the press conference at Brady. Like, is Tom really bothered by this? Does he care? Well, we find out, yeah, he cared, Bruce. He didn't like Belichick taking shots, and he doggone don't like you taking shots. This man is the greatest QB of all time. He is immune from coaches talking about him. You don't talk about the greatest quarterback of all time. Did Bill Walsh talk about Joe Montana?
Nope.
I'm saying the other quarterback, did Tony Dungy talk about Peyton Manning? I mean,
Nope.
we all know what happened when Jim Mora had his little playoff rant. He was out of there. Playoffs? Yeah, Jim Mora, playoffs. Now you're fired. Bye. I'm just saying,
Yeah.
you don't mess with, Coach, you know you just don't mess with franchise quarterbacks. They will get their revenge.
But what I don't understand is, how do you elevate Todd Bowles and not Byron Leftwich? Todd Bowles has a career record of 26-43. You know, I'll say if somebody else say, well, that was with the Jets. That was with, I believe, the Broncos, somebody else. That's not him. He has a better team, but why not give Leftwich a shot? I would have, but I guess it's like Cedric Entertainer said, it's seniority. And they gave it to Bowles because he's been there, done that. and they put it in his hands, and Tom Brady he may seem like he's not threatening to Tom Brady. So hey, so within we're gonna move him up and gonna let Todd Bowles be the franchise coach, and we'll see what happens with Todd Bowles and Tom Brady. I think they get along. I might not be sure, but I think they get along. All right, let's see. What does the nation have to say? I know they got a lot they want to say. Ms. Harris said Durant has won how many NBA championships? Using his logic, I guess the king. Yeah, I know she's talking about the king. Jersey should be hanging in Cleveland, Miami, and Los Angeles. Okay. All right. Oh, red dip for a minute. See if he's gonna come back. I will go on. We'll bring him back if he come back. All right. Red, you can go over your time since Rev and Armani are absent. You too, Coach. That's what Miss Ellie Von Williams said. We can go over our time since there's only two of us. Miss Sylvia Harris said the women's championship is going to South Carolina. And Ms. Harris, Ellie Von Williams said, okay, is Red, let's see, is Red back?
I'm back.
Okay.
Yeah. I think, go ahead.
Said, hey, Sister Harris, glad you made it. And Ms. Harris said, good afternoon and thanks. And she said, Ms. Harris said, oh, South Carolina guards were hitting threes last night. Yeah, that's going to be a key if they can step up and shoot like they did last night. If they shoot like they did last night, UConn is in trouble and vice versa. So we'll see. Elvon Williams said,
I'm gonna piggyback. Let me piggyback real quick on your Leftwich comment. I think now I'm with you. I think Bowles. I think they gave Bowles the job most of because he had experience as a coach. Even though I think you were shouting out his record when I got cut off. Yeah, he did have he was with the Jets. His record probably he didn't have a winning record, right?
No.
Okay, but I guess they saying we want to go with experience because Leftwich is still the OC, right?
Yep.
And they know Todd not gonna interfere at all with that. Todd gonna let Leftwich and Brady do his thing, and Todd gonna do his thing with the defense. And they know Todd ain't gonna have no smart comments about Brady in the press conference. You think Todd gonna talk about his quarterback? That black man got the best quarterback in history. He ain't gonna say nothing but, hey man, hey, whatever Brady want, Brady got. I'm with him. I ride with him. Shoot, hey man, hey, offense, you got any offensive questions? Ask Brady. Yeah, I leave it up to him.
Yep. Okay, Ms. Ellie Von Williams said the Georgia's women's basketball team have an African-American female coach.
And she is. Woo! Ow!
I think they did, but she's gone now. So they don't have one anymore. Joe Black said you elevate him to his relationship with Brady. Doesn't have to change with him focusing on the whole team. So that's why he got elevated. Okay. All right, let me cut the music off. So that's why. Now, here we go. This is an interesting topic, and I'm sure this is going to get a lot of talk right here. Let me take this off real quick. Wait a minute. Comments.
What's that?
Top
What's
three
that?
sports drivers. Top three.
Yeah.
Of all time. And this is in any sport, no matter what. All right, Red, you can give me your three. I think I got my three. It should be easy for me. I know mine.
Oh, it's easy for me too.
What's your top three?
Ready?
Yep.
Okay. Number three, I'm gonna start with baseball. I thought about thinking about one of my Braves top rivals, but I said, nah, let's be real here. Who is the top rivalry? Now, I was going to go Giants and Dodgers, but I said, let's make it simple. Yankees and Red Sox. Yankees and Red Sox are my number three rivalry. That's baseball. Number two rivalry, I'm going to go with the NBA. Of course, that's the Lakers and the Celtics. You know my Lakers, boy, we just hate the Celtics. The number one team in the NBA versus the number two team in the NBA. I hate being behind Boston, but we still got to get that one more ring. But Lakers and Celtics, they are battling. They was battling from the days of Larry Bird from French Lick, Indiana, and Indiana State. and Magic Johnson going to LA from Michigan State. That rivalry lasted a decade and decade. And Kobe Bryant and the Lakers are the big three Celtics. We bought it back again in the mid to late 2000s with our battles in 2008 and 2010. So Lakers and Celtics, that rivalry is here to stay. Number one, Coach, may not be number one for everybody else, but for old down South Atlanta boy like me, you know where I'm going with this. Falcons and Saints, baby. Woo! Them Dirty Birds versus them Hootats. That's the number one sports rivalry to me, because we all know when the Falcons play them Saints, that is 2 weeks to remember, baby. I mean, the South just ain't the same. You got the Bayou, the Mardi Gras French liquors versus the nightclubs, the craziness in Atlanta, baby. All but big bright lights, big city Atlanta, baby. And when the Falcons and Saints get together, it's like an old family reunion, an old fish fry, because of most of the fan base is predominantly black. And boy, it's just a good time and good rivalry, Coach. It's like going home again. New Orleans and Atlanta, down south rivalry, football. Food, fun, and football, baby. That's what you get when you bring the Falcons and Saints together. Get parties, you get ladies, you get spectacles, you get guys debating, you get it all, baby. All of it. The world of football fun is involved in Falcons and Saints. And I'm pretty sure coaches say the same thing about Steelers and Ravens. But Red is talking, it is Falcons and Saints, baby. So repeat of my rivals. Yankees, Red Sox, Lakers, Celtics, Falcons, and Saints. It's on you, Coach.
All right, if I had to go with three, I go with, first of all, number three, because they did a series about it. The Lakers and the Celtics. They just really didn't like each other. They just went at it hard. Both of them had all-star teams, and they just went at it. And those series went back and forth. Celtics won here. Lakers won. Celtics went back and forth the entire time.
Magic Johnson in that hook shot. Oh!
That one would be number three. Number two is the one that's going on tonight. Duke
I knew it.
Carolina. This and here's a game that is gone, and you got all American Hall of Famers coming out of this rivalry. Stackhouse, Michael Jordan, Grant Hill. I mean, you can name all kind of players.
Christian Laettner with the shot.
Who are gonna be there tonight? I guarantee you, a bulk of them are gonna be there tonight watching that game. It's gonna be some from both sides, and looking at this game big time. They're already there, probably getting the seats or whatever, and so that's gonna be the one that everybody watches. And of course, for me, number one, I ain't got to even go any farther. Steelers and Ravens. When the reason is number one is because it's just so much violence in this game. You got guys like, I remember Mendenhall tried to run over Ray Lewis and got destroyed, wiped out.
Coach, I still feel chills from that one.
Hold up, we got somebody who's coming in here. It looks like the Rev is in the building.
Red? Red guest starred again on our show. What's up, man?
What's going on, gentlemen? How y'all doing?
All right. We are sitting here talking about the top three sports rivalries of all time. And of course, like I said, my number one has got to be the unnecessary violence between the Steelers and the Ravens, who try to kill each other every time they come on the field. And it's never a game where it's been a blowout hardly. It's always coming down to the wire. And like I said, there's some injuries come out of this game. There's some blood. There's some guts. Some of everything. So I'm going to go with them number one. Rev, do you have an idea of your top three sports rivalries?
See, this is difficult because, like, you talk about Steelers and Ravens, and that's more present day. Because when I think about top rivalries, it used to be Lakers versus Celtics.
We all three said that one.
Yeah, we all. Everybody got that one.
Yeah. But it's not as intense now, as it used to be.
Yeah,
Bird and Magic were going to get against each other, and even when Kobe played against Garnett, Pierce and Allen. So I think some of the rivalries that I think of immediately, definitely the game that's happening today, Duke and North Carolina. It doesn't matter what era that's going to always be a major rivalry. And then, from a football standpoint, you got to look at Auburn, Alabama, even though Alabama's been dominating that rivalry. But I mean, you talk about a whole state that's divided, and that thing is intense all year long. So I have to put Auburn versus Alabama up there. And then I got to go baseball, man. And you can't deny the rivalry between the Yankees and the Red Sox.
Real got another one for me.
That's a huge rivalry right there that constantly stays in place no matter what the year or the era might be. Hey, Miss Williams, glad to see you today.
Y'all remember that fight with Pedro and he threw the Yankees pitching coach on the ground or something, and he pointed to his head like, "I'm gonna hit you in the head next time you get up to the plate." I mean, boy, those guys had some heated rivalries. Woo.
Yeah, those are some major rivalries right there.
All right, we got some. The nation has got a bunch of them. We're gonna start with Alexis Hill, who said Yankees and Red Sox, of course. Not Dante Armstrong, it's not him. Says UNC Duke and Auburn, Alabama. Also ATL in New Orleans. They got some violence.
I think that's more of a Southern.
Yeah.
That's more of a Southern rival right there.
He also said Pittsburgh and Baltimore, of course, Atlanta and New Orleans. He brought up one I forgot. Ohio.
Yeah, that's a huge one, too.
That's another one.
That's a huge one, too. Ohio State, Michigan.
That brings up some serious violence.
Yeah.
Ms. Harris said Lakers Celtics rival goes back to Chamberlain and Russell back when they used to slug it out. Yeah. Let's see. Alexis also said base basketball, Lakers and Celtics, Duke and North Carolina. Joe Black pulled your card, Rev.
That was an intense one back when I was in school.
Oh, yeah. That's a local rivalry.
Yeah, it's not even a thing anymore now. Those kids, maybe for the past 15 years are not aware of that rivalry that took place, man. But that rivalry, it took heated rivalry to a whole another level. The year before Red came to Mays, my junior year at Mays, it got out of hand where they had a big battle between Mays, Doug, at the cafe across the street from Hightower Station.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah,
I remember hearing about it.
Yeah, actually, somebody got killed. It was the night after we played them on a Tuesday night over at Doug.
That's right.
Yeah.
Is that when they were marching? They were marching that vigil for that guy?
Yeah, a few days later. And that kind of helped die down the rivalry in terms of taking it to the streets, because literally it got taken to the streets. It was the game, and then there was the aftermath of the rivalry and, folk talking trash. And matter of fact, one of the team doctors at Morehouse, his son was the one who got killed. Dr. Williams' son was the one who got killed. And the crazy thing was he wasn't even a student at Mays or Doug. He went to Riverwood, and he wound up.
We bring out folks, all our friends from other schools. It's just like everybody want to network that night, and you just never know. You never know who's gonna be out there hating, who's gonna be out there beefing, who got beefs that we don't even know about. You just gotta be aware of your surroundings, especially when you got that many students in one space. Yeah. And I remember it got so big. They took them out the gym and they moved it to your alma mater gym, Morehouse.
They did that actually when I started playing college basketball for Morehouse, because I used to go to the games.
Yeah, I remember that. I had to be trying to find out who I'm gonna ride with, because I'm gonna be at Mays. I need to catch a ride to that one. And had to have a ride back home too.
And that rivalry packed out Morehouse Arena.
I mean, Man, I mean, it's like both sides. If you trying to go to one side to see your friends on the other side, you may have to wait till like halftime or something. Cause the outside, remember how the outside lobby used to be packed with folks? I'm like, are y'all gonna go watch the game? They ain't on game inside. Y'all hanging out here. You know what you trying to do? Start more beats or something?
Yeah, because at its peak, and we'll move on because I know Coach is a Grady guy. So we don't want to hold them up too much.
Coach, you feeling left out over here.
But my senior year, your freshman year, we played Doug, and whoever scheduled that never should schedule anything else again. But they scheduled the first game we played against Doug in basketball on Friday night.
Yeah.
That thing was so packed. They had to turn away, I heard, about 1,000 people. That's how many people were trying to go to that game at Mays. And Mays had the bigger gym at the time because Doug.
That's right. That's why they moved it to the next venue.
Yeah.
Oh, but that hill was packed. Ooh.
Yeah, man. That thing used to be major. But yeah, we won't bore Coach anymore.
I've actually seen some of those though. I've actually been to some of those games. When I got here in 2000, I was actually privileged to be able to go watch a few of those games and watch them get packed out and watch those teams play. But I know on a side note, I saw Doug at Grady. They played in the first round of a tournament. They played, what's the school that Dwight Howard went to?
South Atlanta Christian.
Yeah. I've never seen a game like that before. It went triple overtime. I think the final score was 120 to 119, something like that. It went triple overtime. They just had a battle. But I've been in the new Douglas gym where it's been wall to wall when they play. I've been in Mays and watched them play some rivalry games. So, the rivalry is there. But like you said, nowadays, and these kids, I don't think they understand rivalries. They don't put
then also the school system didn't help rezoning. And then gentrification has taken over because some of the kids that would have gone to Douglas, due to the new housing developments that are more geared toward the wealthy, they have rezoned those children off Bolton Road to go to North Atlanta.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, so it's crazy. But go ahead on, Coach. There's some other rivalries that people are posting.
Dwight Howard's sister, she went to Doug.
Yeah, she was a good ball player too.
See, Miss Harris said Dodgers and Giants before California stole them. All right,
no, you know what she's talking about, right?
Yeah.
You know, they're both in New York.
Yeah, before they stole them, because of the Brooklyn Dodgers and
Yeah.
You know that by watching 42, the Jackie Robinson story.
Jackie Robinson story, yep. Army Navy, UGA Quarter. Yeah, that's real.
When you going somewhere with this Army Navy, you boring our show with that rivalry, man. Army Navy.
Joe Black throwing shots. If there's only another for the Bulldogs to have a rivalry with,
You throwing shots at Kelly. Kelly, Joe talking about your team.
Kelly can't defend herself.
No
Kelly's for defense. All right. Lastly, our last topic for today is the biggie, the NCAA Final Four.
Wait, Rev, did you have any thoughts on some of the previous topics we discussed? Any Will Smith, Chris Rock thoughts?
I'll just be brief. It was unfortunate that took place. I'm not going to blame Chris Rock. I mean, he does what he does. What Will Smith did was uncalled for. The bottom line is, if we start making that a practice where people feel comfortable slapping people for telling jokes, the fatality rate is going to increase.
Yeah.
I agree. It just is what it is. And I think also, Will Smith recognized it was Chris Rock. That's why he felt empowered to do what he did.
Thank you, Rev. Oh my God. No, good way he wouldn't have tried nobody else like that.
No, not too many comedians he would have tried. And then as Jill Scott said, let's take a long walk. That long walk would have told him, with some people, let me rethink what I'm about to do. And he would have redirected his energy somewhere else. But, people could talk about him, protecting Jada. I wish they would think about that protection in their own marriage. If you're gonna be consistent, like don't try to all of a sudden be captain protector. When a small little comedian makes this joke, but you don't think about being a protector in your own conversations with your own wife. They've done a lot more damage to their marriage than anything that Chris Rock could have said.
Oh yeah.
So let's be a little bit more consistent. But
thank you, Red, for being honest.
Yeah, I mean, we just got to be honest about it, and it's not like, because actually, and I'll close on this. So I have a cousin who suffered from leukemia, and she lost all her hair, and she's a big time attorney now. She is featured at times on the Al Sharpton show. Her name is Jennifer Jones Alston, and she lost a lot of her hair. And she had a very interesting take on, Chris Rock saying that Jada Pinkett was going to be featured as G.I. Jane 2 in G.I. Jane 2. And she said, if you really think about it, that was actually a badge of honor.
Yeah.
Because of G.I. Jane's character, woman of strength, courage, power.
Yeah.
So he actually was giving her some accolades, more so than taking a jab when, even though he was referring to the cut, the bottom line was G.I. Jane was almost like a super hero.
Yeah.
When we really look at it. Because, when we think about G.I. Joes in general, we looked at people, we looked at them as people of strength, cartoon characters of strength.
There you go.
So, he could have chosen a lot of other phrases that could have been derogatory.
Very.
So,
we are just a sensitive soul, man. Just being sensitive.
He just wanted to show out on Christmas. Yeah. That's all that was. But
there you go.
Yeah, but anyway, did you talk about the Final Four?
We're about to get into it now.
Okay.
About to get into it now.
Dealing with the Final Four, you have the Villanova Wildcats, who I told you are the Marvins protect. Oh, let me stop. I can't say that again. Against the Kansas Jayhawks. Villanova in the first game. And then in the second game, you got the game everybody waiting for, which the people in the media and ESPN was smart, or whoever, TNT, to put North Carolina and Duke second. And can you all believe this? This is amazing. This game is the 100th meeting between those two, and Duke is up 50-49 on Carolina. And this is the 100th meeting. So they could possibly end up tied, or Duke could take the lead for good, 51-49. So, Red, give me your two winners.
Well, this is going to be an interesting college basketball week, but I'm going to go ahead and say I'm going to take Nova over Kansas. Kansas, they got to the Final Four. I'm not sure they ready to win it all this year. And I'm going to take Duke. I'm going to take this Coach K train, keep on going, at least to the finals. I'm going to take Duke over. I know Coach ain't going to want to hear that, but take Duke over UNC tonight. It's going to be a good one. I don't think it's going to be no blowout. It's going to be a lot of back and forth, a lot of lead changes. Might come down to the end. And I think Duke just make one or two more plays than UNC. If that point guard don't show out, and it's going to be tough calls. I mean, they got some size in the front court, but I think them Duke guys, whew, that size and that point guard they got, I just think they really going to be focused on tonight. And UNC, you better come ready too, because if you have any hiccups, Duke gonna go right on by you and be waiting on Villanova. Villanova gonna be waiting on them. Rev, I see you over there. I can't wait to hear Rev's take on this. But for right now, I'm going Villanova and Duke. Coach Rev, take it away.
Wow. I don't think Villanova has enough talent to beat Kansas. Kansas has a lot more talent, and then I think they have the best player of the two teams on their team. his name. Let me pull up. His name is Ochai Agbaja. I know I butchered his name, but
I don't know.
Yeah, number 30. That kid is pretty talented, and I think Kansas just has too much depth for Villanova. Villanova,
right about that, Rev, the depth.
Yeah, the depth. Villanova, this is not one of their deepest teams. Like the last time, deeper teams rather. The last time that they won the chip, when they were a more dominant team when Jalen Brunson was still on the team and now plays for the Mavericks. And then what's the white guy who plays for the Milwaukee Bucks?
Vincenzo.
Dante
DiVincenzo.
DiVincenzo. You know, they were real deep because DiVincenzo came off the bench. They don't have that depth, even though the guy Samuels is pretty solid player, number 23, Jermaine Samuels, but I don't think that he has the supporting cast to be able to match up with Kansas depth. So I'm gonna go with Kansas in game 1. The game 2 is going to be really tough, but I think North Carolina messed up when they beat Coach K for his swan song at Cameron Indoor Stadium, and I think that left a huge chip on the shoulder of Duke. I think the Duke players had to deal with some scrutiny that they've never really dealt with after losing that particular game. So I think they'll have an extra focus for North Carolina that they may not have had the second time that they played them, because they may have taken North Carolina a little bit for granted since they went into the Dean Dome and blew them out the first time. Mm-hmm. So I don't think that, brother Caleb Love will surprise them this time. So I'm gonna give the edge to Duke. I don't expect it to be a blowout, but I do believe that Duke is the more talented team. Now, what's the white kid's name for North Carolina?
Manic.
Now that joker can flat shoot the rock. I mean, and if he is on fire, then North Carolina might have a huge shot to beat them, because I think he's the key. If he's on, Duke is in trouble. If he's not, Duke should win pretty comfortably because he's a sharpshooter. He's the best shooter out of all players on both teams. But I think Banchero is a grown man.
Yeah.
And North Carolina doesn't have anybody that can match him with size, strength, and just athleticism as well. And then I like the kid, the little guard, Roach.
I'm a guy right there.
Duke.
Duke.
I don't see anybody on the North Carolina squad who can kind of stay in front of them, and I think that's going to be problematic. And then when you got
when his shot is on, I mean, it is on.
Yeah, and then when you got the big kid Williams, he's been a very good shot blocker. I think Duke just has more talent, and then they have more incentive to win. Even though I got to give a big shout out to Hubert Davis for doing a great job, being able to dismiss the noise, because there were a lot of North Carolina people who were questioning that hire and saying he was the wrong person for the job, especially when Duke blew them out just last month.
Yep.
So let's not miss what some even North Carolina fans were talking about, that Hubert Davis wasn't the guy. But big ups to Hubert Davis for guiding the Tar Heels to the Final Four. And I hope they have a good showing, but I don't think they'll beat Duke tonight.
Well, I can see this being the Roy Williams final with Kansas and North Carolina. Now, Villanova lost their best player. Well, one of their best was Moore, who was averaging 15 a game. He's out for the rest of the year. He hurt his hand. So that's somebody. I think the kid name is Samuel. Somebody gonna have to step up and take his place. If they can't, then Carolina's gonna open up and go to work on not Carolina. Kansas is gonna go to work on Villanova and beat them out. Since that guy, that 15 points is gonna be a lot to make up. And then Carolina, hey, Hubert Davis, you come this far, finish the drill, my brother. You come this far, finish the drill, and go ahead and get your team to the championship. And then Hubert Davis, guess what? You end all the talk. I don't think even if he lose, he ends all the talk. He's ended it by getting this far. But you can put a stamp on your legacy by winning the national championship and beating Duke and tying that series between you all at 100 games, 50-50. That would be interesting. And Hubert Davis, they'll talk about you forever. So
yeah,
I'm going on Roy Williams, Kansas and North Carolina, and I think Carolina can finish it out. And now Bacot, one thing he's going to have to do, somebody tell him, stop being Shaq at the free throw line and bricking those free throws up, or they're going to really start hammering you and put you on that line and make you shoot. But just like you said, Rev, the white kid, Manic, when he came out of the game against Baylor, that whole game shifted. And Baylor started coming back on because he wasn't out there to shoot. And that they almost lost that game. But if he's out there, if he gets an open look, it's pretty much a done deal. You can watch it go in the net. So that's what's going to be the key. And I said Kansas and Carolina, and Carolina wins it. And Red is going again.
All right.
Yeah. So let's see. We got 3 comments. Alexis Hill said Kansas by 5 and Duke by 2. All right, that's what Alexis Hill said. Ms. Harris said Duke wins it all and the coach goes out as champion. But she's rooting for North Carolina's coach Hubert Davis. Joe Black said Coach K coached his last game tonight. And Alexis Hill said Roy Williams final. Really? That's what it is, Alexis. Roy coached both of them, so that's the Roy Williams final, baby. So there you go. That's gonna be it. You know, everybody put their prediction in, but it should be 2 good games. It's not gonna be. I don't see a blowout like y'all said either game. It should be 2 good ones, and then that gives us another great weekend of basketball with the ladies side. You got South Carolina and UConn. Then you got the 2 winners of these games. So you have some good basketball ending up in the finals for the college. College going in on a good note. No blowouts, I don't think, coming. But we will see. We will see. All right. That's it. As far as I know, nothing else coming up. So now we all have the right to tell somebody have the right to do something. Anybody can go pick somebody.
Well, I'll go first since my Wi-Fi acting up. I don't want to wait too much longer. The Hawks, you got the right to keep doing what you're doing. I can't believe it took y'all 70+ games to finally get your groove together, but you finally start balling right around the right time. You gonna have a chance to maybe pull an upset a year, because like I told Coach earlier, Rev, I don't trust Philly and I don't trust Miami at the top of the East. Those are 2 teams I do not trust, and I'm gonna give my Hawks a decent chance to probably pull an upset with. Of course, we can't beat Milwaukee right now in the first round. Of course, I ain't gonna take us over. Well, like I say, Milwaukee might be the only team I might not take the Hawks with against the first round, because to me, everybody else in the East can be had. Philly and they dysfunction, Miami and they dysfunction, the Bulls, the Cavs, the Raptors, the Celtics playing some good ball right now, but the Hawks beat them already once this year too. So Hawks, you have the right to make the play-in, win, and get to the playoffs and take it from there, because I think if you just get in the playoffs, anything can happen. So the Hawks, you have the right to win the play-in and make the playoffs and take it from there, because I got a good feeling this might be another one of those seasons that folks are just sleeping on us, all because we had an inconsistent regular season. But I think the Hawks are getting hot right at the right time. So let's go, Hawks. Sorry.
On me, I'm going to just say Duke Blue Devils, you have the right to send off Coach K on a high note. He's a stand-up guy, great coach, has made a huge difference for many young lives. And I think it's just only fitting Coach K goes out on top. So Duke Blue Devils, you have the right to win the national championship.
I'm gonna go off the script a little bit. I'm gonna go with Giannis Antetokounmpo. You have the right to sneak in the back door and take the MVP from the so-called front runners.
Wow.
Jokic and Embiid. You coming along. You know, you may can sneak you and get you a championship out of it again, but you done improved a lot. They're talking about you the MVP, so you had the right with 5 games left to see if you can sneak up and steal the MVP from one of the front runners if possible. Now, don't get happy because you passed my boy Kareem now. I don't want you, don't talk about it now. Just be happy you did it and just go about your business. We will discuss that later. But I think that's the somebody had a comment. Who was that? Alexis Hill said, Red, the Hawks won't get out of the playing round. Sorry this year. Too sorry this year.
We'll see, Alexis. We'll see.
Because this is NBA season. Anything can happen. Who knows?
I know. I've been telling folks. The Hawks really not the 10th worst team in the East. They've been playing so inconsistent all year. That's where they've landed. But the Hawks really a top 8 team in the East.
Yep.
Now, you said they're a top 8 team?
I'm saying they should be in the top 8. They really should be in 10th. They don't have some bad losses, and they missed. They had a lot of inconsistency early in the season. There was a time they lost 10 straight home games. They haven't lost 4 home games since January.
Yeah.
So, like I say, the Hawks gonna catch somebody. I just hope they catch the right team.
Well, who out of that group would be the right team?
I told you, Philly or Miami. I like our chances against either one of them in the first round. Not Milwaukee.
Yeah.
Maybe not Boston the way they playing right now. So if we can catch Philly or Miami in that first round, I like the Hawks' chances. But we're gonna see how they play. I need to see how they play against Brooklyn tonight. That's gonna tell me a lot right now. Let's see if they can get that 5th straight win tonight versus Brooklyn. Then that'll tell me a little bit more. If we can ball out tonight at home against Brooklyn, then I can pretty much say the Hawks are ready.
All right, that's the show, ladies and gentlemen. The show is about to close. We want to thank you all for joining us. Thank everybody. Hopefully the cast will be here next week. Most of us will be here, and we'll be back. We'll have some highlights from these from these championship games. Plus, we'll have some NBA news as it's coming to a close. So we'll be back next week, and we want to thank you for watching episode 231. And we'll be back next week.
Later.